Welcome. CustomizedTrading.com presents Fractal Channel for TradeStation, how to boost your profits with real-time support and resistance. This is a pretty exciting concept and some information that will definitely improve your trading. This first chart is a chart of Apple, and you can see it on a 5-minute chart. And support and resistance is very important. The most important item in trading is price action, followed by volume action, and the one we prefer is time segmented volume because it gets rid of the distortion of volume. Those two things, price action and volume action, create support and resistance on the chart. And traders know that support and resistance is extremely important, and yet most traders see it in hindsight. Well, unless you can figure out a way to use hindsight to make money, which I don't know of any, because the only thing that counts in trading is real time. We developed a special indicator called the Fractal channel that gives you real-time support and resistance. So at the end of this green bar right here, this line comes up and shows you that that is the floor for your support. At the end of this little green bar, the doji, it's drawn this line up here to show you that that's support. Well, that becomes very important because can you imagine if you know that's support and this isn't breaking through it? Well, that's a good time to take a trade to the long side because it also shows you the bias, the direction of the trend. So now you know an ideal place to enter back into that trend. So very useful for entries. The second thing that it's very useful for is stop loss. Let me just bring up the same screen. This is the same shot with some extra things on it. And for a moment I'm going to turn off the multiple time frame fractal. And you can see here that it actually did a trade, which we'll talk about in a moment. But this shows the stop loss. So when it got in this trade here, it shows that it started showing the fractal channel, but that's a little aggressive for a stop loss after you're in profit. So it actually shows you a suggested one that gives a little bit more room. Make sure you're in the trade for the full duration of the trade. And you can see that it broke through the fractal channel here, and that's where the exit occurred. So whether you're doing automated trading and you're managing the exits, or whether you're doing discretionary trading and you're managing the exits, to know where your stop loss should be, the ideal placement is based on support and resistance. Instead of some arbitrary dollar amount that means absolutely nothing to a technical chart, placing it on support and resistance is the ideal. Now the third thing that this is very important for is since you know where to place your stop loss when you first get in the trade, the stop loss was down here underneath the fractal, then you know the risk from the entry point to the stop loss tells you your risk per share or per contract. You can use that value to calculate the correct position sizing so that you have a standard risk or dollar amount at risk per trade regardless of the instrument. That is very valuable. Now there's other things we have that does that for you automatically, but the fractal channel, since it shows you where the stop loss should be, you know how much money that is, that's the key piece to know to properly do your position sizing. So in summary, the fractal channel assists the trader in three very important areas. First, in trade entry, like we showed you, once you know that's the support and it's not breaking down, that's an excellent entry back into the trend. Secondly, the trade stop loss placement. By following the fractal and then giving it a little bit more of a buffer, that allows you to stay in the trade so you don't get knocked out by something like this before it runs up and makes its profit. Now you would have got knocked out by this if you were following the fractal, but we use some other things as well. The third thing is for position sizing. And since the fractal channel tracks where the price changes direction in real time, you'll be able to see the best points to make your entries. By having real-time support and resistance lines available, you can better manage your trade exits and know exactly the best technical placement for your stop loss. The price distance from the entry to the stop loss placement provides you with the risk amount per share so you can properly calculate position sizing for each trade. By managing your trades this way on your TradeStation platform, you'll be much more successful at squeezing a lot more profit out of your trades. So let's look at this example here where we'll actually bring up the performance report. We'll show you a few of the trades first so you can see it. Basically over here, and we'll show the multiple time frame fractal as well, because that was used. A 20-minute fractal was used in addition to the 5. So here's the 5-minute with the suggested stop loss placement. Here's the 20-minute, and you can see that it reverts here. So when the 5 breaks through here and closes outside of the fractal range, outside of the suggested stop loss, we actually take our exit. Okay, here where both the 5-minute and the 20-minute are now green in an upward bias, we make our entry. There's the entry. When it breaks down through the 5-minute fractal and the suggested stop loss, we make our exit. Here it comes over, and when we have both fractals, the 20-minute, see the 20-minute is moved to the high side, and the 5-minute are both in the downtrend, we make our entry to the short side. And when it basically has both green ones, the 5-minute here and the 20-minute here, we make our entry to the long side. And that's that trade that we were showing. And you can see this is why we exited. Both the 5-minute was crossed and the 20-minute crossed to the top side. So we made our exit there, actually a reverse to the short side. And the last one we just have in this example is when it broke through the 5-minute and the 20-minute fractal here, we made our exit. So the results of those trades in that series, there were 5 trades, all of them were profitable. Just trading a 100-share block resulted in $2,219 in profit. So you can see the fractal channel is a great tool to utilize. Now, if you go to the website, you will find, and let's just go back to the title screen here for a moment. If you go to the website, you'll find that we have high-definition, full-screen videos, trading videos with a lot more information and detail than what you got here. So make sure to go to the website. You can check out the high-definition, full-screen video on Fractal channel, and also on the multiple time frame Fractal channel. Thank you for joining us.